wife, and if you have any questions, I've asked her, and she's willing to take questions now. You may not get another chance. So if you want to know anything, now's the time to ask.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
I wanted to thank you for sharing. Wow. Thank you for opening up your heart and sharing with us. Nobody should have to live through that. So, just the fact that you're able to talk about it is amazing. You were saying when you were young in the concentration camps that they gave you, they put powder in the food so that the girls didn't have their menstrual cycle?
I don't know. A little bit closer.
In the kitchen in the camp, when they put the powder in the food, so the girls shouldn't have their menstruals. And the question is?
Why?
Yeah, they put powder in the food.
Yes.
And the girls couldn't menstruate? So they just fed that to the girls? Or the powder was just in the food?
Just in the food.
So the boys ate it too, and it was a special...
But there was no boys.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it was just girls in the camp.
That camp was 20,000, only women.
Okay.
That was, men were somewhere else, in other camps. There was a gypsy camp, there was only gypsies.
Okay.
And there was only girls. And
So that was a form of birth control they had back then, that they knew about. Because obviously if you can't menstruate, so...
It's a problem, you know, you didn't have where to wash, you didn't have
Right.
where to
I didn't
change
even
or
know it
anything.
existed back then. Like,
But-
I didn't know that type of stuff existed back then.
Well, nobody knew it, but the Germans knew it, they were very
Okay.
smart.
Hmm.
They knew it.
So you have how many brothers and sisters?
We were 7.
And did they all make it to, no, I didn't quite understand, all the brothers made it.
The 9, the 7, and the 4-year-old were brought to the crematoriums.
So you probably didn't hear me back there, but when I was saying how nobody should have had to live through what you all lived through, and thank you for sharing and taking the time to talk about it. I don't even know how you talk about it. I can't even listen to it. So thank you for sharing.
It was not easy, it was, like I said to Robert, you know, if I wouldn't be there, a lot of people don't believe it, yeah. By the way, here is my proof.
Take a picture.
You're waiting with a question?
Yeah, Morgan, what?
You can touch it, it's attached.
Talk loud.
Vous savez que c'est quoi ça?
C'est des numéros et un net
A,
et des
7,
numéros.
11,
Fait qu'au lieu de leur donner des noms, ils leur donnaient des
11,
numéros.
7, 38. There was no name.
Yes, they
just
just,
numbers.
yeah.
Her mom
You
was
know,
3 years.
and not everybody had that, so there was numbers here.
Okay.
Yeah. Because nobody knew you by name. Between us, we
Right.
knew. But just 11, 7, 38, or this and this number, that and that number. That's all. There was no names.
Morgan? Yeah.
Yeah. How much would you get fed a day? Like, how much would you eat in a day?
How much food would you get every day?
Very little. In the morning, there were those square breads. It was cut on 5, and a scoop of that, black coffee in the morning, and in the evening, a scoop of that soup. That's all. And you know what happened in the barracks? There was no windows, but on top, maybe like that thing, that white, it was, one desk was taken out. And a lot of people, like me and other ones, they wanted to save a piece of bread, because it was this piece. So we put it there. And somebody from outside came with a stick and took it away.
Stole
So then you were finished. You didn't have until next day again a piece of bread. So I decided I'm gonna eat it at once. That's it.
Any other questions?
Were there any days that you didn't get to eat anything? Were there any days that you didn't get to eat anything?
Were there days where you had no food at all?
For punishment, yes. If somebody did something in the block, so they punished the whole block. So there was no.
When you did the March of Death,
Yeah.
did you eat every day?
What?
Yeah.
Like I said, there was not even snow.
They kicked the buckets of water on the floor.
Yes. Yeah.
You guys, you have to think. She showed you the tattoo, and you're not going to see a lot of people. It's the second time I see someone with a tattoo. A lot of them people, they tried to hide it, and because a lot of people are denying that the Holocaust even happened.
A lot of people took it out. Took it out. And you know what? My grandson, he had a business. What he was, you know, a lot of people had tattoos and they wanted to take it out. They said, "You want to take it out?" I said, "No, I suffer too much for this."
Oh.
What gave you the strength to go on every day?
I tell you what, really, I just wanted to see what's gonna happen to those few people who are survived. That's what I remember. I told you, I came to Poland and they say, "Don't tell nobody that you are Jewish," because they just killed a dozen boys and girls who came home from Auschwitz. So I said, I don't believe this. So that was my biggest disappointment. So that's why I fought so much for my life. You know, a lot of times you said, "What the hell, why do I have to suffer? It's no end. The end is going to be just the smoke." But I said, "No, I'm going to fight for it. I'm going to live." And I come back and they say, "Don't say who you are." Really, I can't forget that.
Very disappointing.
I've been a Christian all my life. We're a group of young people from a church, and you know, some of us have had hard things happen in our life, and yet nothing that can ever compare with what happened to you. How do you? I don't even know how to ask this question. How do you take your life, your experiences, and how does that affect what you believe about God?
Okay. You know, when I was there and what I saw, I said, "Where is God?" You know, little children or older people, religious people, really rabbis, you know. I said, I don't know if and when I come out, if I would believe in something or not. I was thinking about it. But then you come back, so it's much better to believe than just to live like that and not believe in anything. So I'm sort of in between, you know. I do believe in God, and I do believe in the synagogue, but a lot of times I'm thinking, you know, really, a lot of people have, where were God? What they did. So I have to believe because of my children and my grandchildren. They go to, you know.
And your
to-
great-grandchildren. Helen has six great-grandchildren.
Six.
Yeah.
How many children? How many children did you have?
Two children.
2 children.
Got 4 grandchildren and 6 great-grandchildren.
They're busy.
Good.
Yeah.
Nice.
Do you have any family members who are still living?
That went through the
Helen in California.
Yeah, I have to think, like, yeah, I have some,
Talk
yes,
to me.
in Florida. I have Rosie and Alex, and I have a few. My cousin in California, she was very young also when she was there. She came back with her mother. She was 13 years old. You know, there were a few 13 years old. They called them laufering, like running girls. But from one camp to the other, if the Germans need something, so they send them, the little ones. Maybe in the camp, in our camp, maybe 3, 4 were 13, 14 years old. But all the youngest one, they were not, they didn't let them live. No.
Any other questions? Yeah.
I am amazed when I listen to you that there doesn't seem to be any bitterness in your voice. I can't imagine how somebody would go through what you went through and not hold on to that anger and pain. How do you let that go?
You know, for years, I had so much hatred in myself. I hated the Germans so much that I got sick. I said, you know what? I don't give him the satisfaction to me.
That's right.
And I changed my mind. I said, no, I don't hate them. I don't hate them. Because it's very bad to live with hatred.
Wow.
You know, I just... And then I just thought it over. I said, I'm just killing myself. I don't say I forgive them, but I just don't hate them anymore. That's all. Yeah.
Eli.
Actually at my school, there was a Holocaust survivor that came to talk, and the difference between you and him is that, well, one, you've gone through more than he has. But that's not my point. He still hangs on to that anger. You don't. So that's pretty amazing.
He met another Holocaust survivor at his school, and that man held on to his hate, but you didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, she
no.
got sick, and then she decided.
Yeah. Well, this guy is still sick.
I mean, I don't hurt them. I am hurting myself and my family. I feel much better this way.
And at what point, was that before or after you had children that you were able to
Oh,
stop?
no, much after.
Okay.
Much after. It's quite a few years that I said, go to a psychiatrist. I said, what is he going to have me? I know that.
Any other questions? Yeah.
Did you experience any anti-Semitic behavior, I guess, towards you after the war?
Did you experience any anti-Semitic behavior towards you after the war?
Plenty.
Yeah.
A lot.
I don't know if everybody understands what that means.
Anti-Semitism is a hatred towards
Toward the Jews.
Jewish people. It was anti-Semitism that brought about the Holocaust, and there's still anti-Semitism going on all around the world today. You know, we do a lot of fun, crazy, stupid stuff with youth group, off the wall, dumb stuff, and yet every once in a while it's important to take some time and listen. There's an expression that says that those who do not take the time to learn history are doomed to repeat it.
Yeah.
And it's very, very important. You guys are learning today about life and about right and about wrong.